You get people who have a persona and people who it could be on the media perspective and you could be internally. And people ask me like all the time, how was it? How is it? And I tell them, regardless of the fact is, it was fine for me because it's all about respect. I mean, I grew up in a place where respect as a man or a person was very critical in my nature, in my performance habits. So I can never work for a person that wouldn't respect me or give me that respect in return, regardless of who it is. So with him specifically, it was a learning curve because you have someone who's in a business aspect who comes in and is hard charging and all these different things. So you got all the media, but you also have the internal aspect of where internally there was no problems whatsoever. Internally, there was a whole different perspective of what it was in the media part of it. But internally, him and her and them were very respectful and they did things as business wise.
Delving more into, Donald Trump, did he have any interesting eating habits? What was his favorite meal?
We all have interesting eating habits. It was funny because I just saw I just saw an article from the Sun yesterday from the U.S. and it was from TMZ talking about his eating habits and what to do to kind of dictate them for being now that he's 78 years old. It's 8 years later compared to what he liked back then, in which we all have I call our childhood or our family or whatever favorites. He was on the go all the time. As a business person, I can understand that, where the burgers or things that were questionable, fast foods and things like that. But if you look at it in perspective, is that, here in America, I mean, you're thinking about 85 or 90% of the kids, they do the exact same thing. And it's a learned habit. Now, as I said then, is that being so much later and also in life with 78 years old, that they need to change. They can still have those same eating habits, but very sparingly, not all the time. He was a man that was on the go, so he didn't pay a lot of attention to the meal that was cooked. Me, I'm from Mississippi, from the South, so I like a good meal. Now I'm into health and fitness, 24-inch biceps. I do everything that I do. I travel all the time like he would be doing. I've been to 50 states already, 9 different countries this year alone, and it's very taxing. So, and then now think about the president, with him doing that, having something quick and on the go was a necessity. But now, I'll be very honest with you, as for myself, I would say to him and to anybody else that's in that situation, or anybody not in that situation particularly, that we have to think about our bodies. We are what we eat. And me being a nutritionist and thinking about how health and lifestyle goes together is very tangible to kind of change your eating habits or slack on some of the eating habits and eat healthier things. He loved burgers. He loved things that were on the go a lot. Not particularly just like for me instantly, which I like my mom smothered collard greens and cornbread and chicken. He was on the go guy. He just ate stuff really quick. So I would assume that was going to be his favorite more so. When they get in, sometimes everything is so rushed and in a hurry and whatnot, and they just order or kind of get off the rhythmatic, right? Because you have to have a protocol of likes and dislikes, allergens and all those different things that go along with it. So I'm going to imagine coming into this one, it's either one or two things. He's going to stay to what he loves, or he's going to change it because, believe it or not, it is a very big deal of what the president eats when he comes in. The very first thing, and I remember this from the first 2016 or whatever it was, that I talked to TMZ, and that was the same question they asked me, what his first meal was, which I remember back then. Now, I would have no idea. So he's gonna stay on the road and say, hey, I'm gonna eat my favorite foods, and I'm not letting anybody change me, or I'm gonna eat something that's gonna be healthier to let everybody know that I'm taking a stance and I'm gonna kind of go forward with it. But me personally, I think he'll probably just stay to what he believes in and maybe have a burger. You can't just order McDonald's not at the White House. It doesn't work that way. It sounds nice, but no, it doesn't happen. And nobody's gonna run out and make a McDonald's run for you. That's a big, big deal. But it would be made in house. Would I be on a plane with Elon Musk eating McDonald's? No, I would. I'll be very honest with you on that part. And I'm a very hungry big guy. I think, like I said earlier, that's like a presence to be made, a statement to be made. I'll use the word American food or American comfort food or however, because a lot of kids here in America are so relatable to it. People are, in general, are relatable to it because that's what they grew up off of. I mean, you think about it right now. Everybody eats McDonald's, but also at the same time, to send a different message to kids when they say, "Well, the president eats, I can eat every day." Do not eat McDonald's every day. Nothing against McDonald's, but do not eat McDonald's every day. Your diet is part of who you are. You are what you eat. It's going to control your mental, your tempo, because food is everything to us. It's used for holistic medication. It's used for energy. It's used for comfort. It's used for relationships, sitting down at the state dinners or for personal meals. And what you eat is going to dictate how you perform. So I would say to him, and like I would say to anybody else, that think about what you eat. If you're getting all your fatty acids or you're getting all your potassium, your proteins, your vitamins, C's and D's and all those other things that's inside the necessities, or are you trying to supplement them with even a multivitamin to go along with it? Even if you're eating on the run or on the fly, like myself, I can't stack a meal every time I get on the plane because it's just too exhausting. I may not have the time. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sleeping 2 or 3 hours, and now I need to be able to function. So I would say to him, especially 8 years later and at age of 78, is just stop for a second, dictate your meals, get with your dietitian, your people, whatnot, and say, hey, incorporate some healthy meals into my diet. Force me to do it because I know I'm not going to do it myself. And also, the one thing he doesn't do a lot of, and people kind of contest to it, is he doesn't drink water. I think he just runs off of energy alone, right? So I would say myself is that I use, even myself, I drink a lot of water, but I use flavor supplements to go inside it to make me drink more water easily. A lot of people just don't like the taste of it. A lot of people just say, oh, it's water, it's water. But, kind of trick your body to say this is something more so, not a soda or a Coke or Pepsi or whatnot, which is some of God's favorite, but try to dictate it or even do half and half. Pour some water in your soda. I don't know, just make it better for you for the future.
Would would like Melania eat the same thing as him? No.
Of course not. Not even close. Totally different, totally different.
So would they request different things?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Every person, each whole entire family can request whatever they want to request, right? But most definitely, you're not going to catch her eating the exact same thing he eats. And sometimes you won't catch them eating at the same time or at the same present because she may be on her diet or have a diet, or he may be on the fly and on the run, and stuff just happens that way. But not even close.